Me now to ask that very question is Joe Twyman, who is the pollster. Joe, who do you think won?
I think really, in football terms, it was a score draw.
That's such a boring thing to say. Come on.
Well, but in a sense, that's what I think they were all going for. No one really made any outlandish claims or went crazy with their accusations or their behaviour. Everyone played it pretty defensively, and I think that probably the story that will emerge more than anything else was Penny Mordaunt attacking Rishi Sunak on D-Day, and that came in her opening answer. And really, from that, there were various other things along, but I don't think there was anything that would really move the dial.
Sounds very Westminster Bubble's safe answer. This is GB News, Joe Twyman. I won't allow it. Did you think that Angela Rayner punched out above her weight? At the beginning, she was slow to start, and she warmed up on the tax issue.
I think she did warm up. She certainly attacked the £2,000 claim immediately, which was not something that we saw from Keir Starmer. Of course, understandable given they knew it was potentially coming, and they had the response ready. I did think Nigel Farage was perhaps a little quieter, perhaps than some people might have been expecting. And then, of course, you have the new entrants, whether it's from the Greens or particularly Plaid in the SNP, who, of course, in the last two cases, most people in this country can't even vote for, but they still use it as a platform. They did that effectively, but again, not massive statements of intent.
You're a pollster. Was that audience representative of the wider public?
It's really difficult to
come on, get off the fence, Joe Twyman.
But my sense is I was certainly surprised by some things being clapped and others not.
Yes.
And if it had been a strictly representative sample, which these things never are, if it had been strictly representative, I would have expected more equal opportunities clapping, should we say.
The issue of defence came out quite early on. I thought Penny Mordaunt had a go at Angela Rayner on the nuclear deterrent. Was that fair? It may have landed?
I think defence is very much a sort of third or fourth tier issue for the general public, and so while the Conservatives are generally historically seen as good on that, Labour have really closed the gap, and so essentially it's neck and neck nowadays. But I did think probably on balance Penny Mordaunt's answer was strongest, but then the SNP did well on that as well. Yeah. So
and just finally, Nigel Farage on Stop and Search. That was interesting too, wasn't it? He got an applause there, which is a rare one for him.
I would say that was probably Nigel Farage's best answer, and certainly the one that connected with the audience in the room best, and probably the one that connected with the audience at home best as well. If you had to take one clip, I would suggest that would be for him.
Okay, Joe Twyman, thank you for joining us from Delta Poll. That's Joe Twyman there saying that Nigel Farage was a bit quieter than you might expect, but did land some wins there on the issue of knife crime and Stop and Search.
I thought so, and I thought what was impressive about Nigel actually is that he's always about his figures and his facts and his data and his numbers. He, if in doubt, I think he knows so often that people will accuse him of just being a broad brushstrokes, like a headline kind of politician, that he goes for his data all the time, and I think people respect that. Christopher, thank you so much. Right.